Hi all, in this video I'm going to talk about partnership, the features of partnership firm and the advantages and disadvantages that accrue to a partnership firm or business organization. A partnership is a form of business organization which involves an association of two or more persons who agree to act as co-owners in order to carry out a business and to enjoy all the profits and also to bear all the losses which accrue from the business. The partnership can come into existence either as a result of expansion of the sole trading concern or by means of an agreement between two or more partners. So either sometimes when you're starting the business, that time itself you will start as a partnership firm between two or more partners. Or sometimes if as a sole proprietor, you may start up a business and then when you want to expand the business and you find that the financial resources and the managerial ability is not sufficient enough or you alone cannot manage the entire business, then you involve other people as partners in your business. So a sole proprietorship firm can also be converted into a partnership firm. Now let's analyze some of the characteristics or the features of a partnership firm. Firstly, a partnership firm is an association of two or more persons. So for a partnership firm or business organization to exist, there must be minimum of two people who act as co-worker owners in order to start up a business. So it is out. So basically, a partnership firm is the outcome of a contract. So there must be two or more people, and there must be an existence of contract between the two or more partners. Next, in the case of a partnership firm or business organization, the partners bear both the profits. Now, the ratio in which they bear the profits keeps varying. Sometimes the partners share equal profits, or sometimes the one partner may have a greater share compared to the other. Now, this profit sharing ratio is decided based on the capital which is contributed by the partner. The more the capital the partner contributes, the greater will be the share of the partner. In the case of partnership firm, the partners enjoy all the profits, and at the same time, they also have to bear the same. They have to bear the losses. So the losses are bared in the same ratio in which the profits are shared. So if you have two partners and the ratio of profit sharing between them is 1:1, they will also share the losses in the same ratio. 1:1 means equally they will share. Now, next feature of partnership from a business organization is the contractual relationship. Now, the persons joining the partnership enter into a contract for running the business. So, there must be a contract which has to be made between the partners, and therefore, the partnership arises from the contract and not from the status. Moreover, in the case of contract, the contract may be either written or oral, but in practice, written agreement of contract is considered because it helps in settlement of disputes at a later on when the disputes arise in the business. Next, existence of lawful business. Now, partnership form of business organization comes into existence only when there is a business which is carried out by the partners. If the partners intend to carry out any an economic activity which involves either production and distribution of products or the rendering of services, then the partnership form of business organization comes into existence. If the work is related to only social service like setting up charities or NGOs, we do not call it as a business, and hence no partnership exists in such cases. Next, utmost good faith and honesty. Utmost good faith and honesty means that the partners, whenever they are involving business dealings, they must, since one partner acts on behalf of all the other partners also at times, therefore they must have utmost good faith in each other, and at the same time they must be honest in their dealings, in the business dealings. Because if there is any unfaithful activity or fraudulent activity done by one partner, then all the other partners are also held liable. So therefore, the partners must act in utmost good faith and honesty. Next, unlimited liability. Just like the case of a sole proprietorship, in the case of partnership form of business organization also, the personal assets of the partners are at stake, which means that if the business losses are mounting and if the business assets are not sufficient to clear the debts of the business partnership firm, then the personal assets of the partners will also have to be sold in order to clear the debts of the partnership firm. Therefore, this unlimited liability is one of the major disadvantages of a partnership firm. Next, restriction on transfer of shares. In case a partner wants to sell off their share to another person from who's outside the business, then in such cases, they have to consult the other partners before they transfer their share to the outsider. So there is restriction on transfer of share in the case of a partnership firm. And lastly, principal agent relationship. In the partnership form of business organization, the relationship of that of a principal and agent exists because now generally in the case of partnership from a business organization, all partners will not sometimes all partners need not take part in the activities or in the day-to-day working of the business. So one or more partners may act on behalf of the other partners. Therefore each partner is thereby an agent because the partner act on behalf of the other partners, and because each part there exists principal agent relationship, therefore for all the partners will be held liable for the activities of the firm. So these are some of the characteristics of partnership form of business organization. Now let's look into some of the advantages of partnership form of business organization. Firstly, partnership form of business organization is easy to form. So basically, this partnership form of business organization is does not require many legal formalities, and no formal documents like memorandum of association or articles of association have to be prepared like we prepare in the case of a joint stock company. Just a simple agreement has to be made among the partners, and this simple agreement is called as a partnership deed. So basically, the existence of partnership deed is sufficient enough for the partnership form of business organization to come into existence. Next, more capital available. Compared to sole proprietorship form of business organization, we have the financial resources of a partnership firm is much more. Since in the case of a partnership firm, the capital is contributed not by a single person but by two or more people. Since in the case of a partnership firm, the business organization is owned by two or more people, therefore the advantage of combined talent, judgment and skill of all the partners will accrue in the case of a partnership firm. Next is diffusion of risk. Since unlike sole proprietorship where the sole proprietor has to bear all the losses, in the case of in the case of partnership firm, the losses will be borne among all the partners. So there is diffusion of risk. Next, flexibility. Now, in the case of business environment is prone to changes. So therefore, in the case of partnership firm, since the partners are two or more in number, and when there is good understanding between the partners, they can easily adapt themselves to the changing business situations. And moreover, there is no statutory obligation to seek approval from the government before making any major changes in the business setup. So therefore, any change in the managerial setup, scale, and business of operations and capital can easily be made in the case of partnership firm. Next, tax advantage. The tax liability of a partnership firm is much less compared to that of a joint stock organization. So these are some of the advantages of a partnership firm. Now let's look into the disadvantages of a partnership firm. The first disadvantage of a partnership firm is unlimited liability. Unlimited liability means that the partner's personal assets are at stake in order to cover the losses in the business. So if the business, in case of business losses, if the business assets are not sufficient to clear the losses or the debts of the business, then the personal assets of the partners can also be sold in order to clear the business debts. Next, divided authority. Divided authority means that in the case of a partnership firm, all the partners have the right to take part in the management of the business. And moreover, since all the partners have the right to take part in the management of the business, the authority is divided, or the authority to take decisions is divided among all the partners. So the okay, and a partner can bind the business by his acts, his or her acts. Therefore, the partner, therefore the authority among division of authority among the various partners also poses a risk for the also poses a risk in the case the partner does not act in a cautious manner. Next, lack of continuity. Now, lack of continuity means that the partnership firm suffers from uncertainty of duration because it can easily be dissolved at the time of death, insolvency of a partner. So, the lack of trust among the partners can also lead to instability in a partnership firm. Next we have is risk of implied authority. A partner can bind the business by his or her acts. So, a partner is actually like an agent of the business. A dishonest partner may lead the business in difficult situations, and it may lead to losses in a business. And the other partners have to meet the obligations incurred by the wrong decisions of one partner or the dishonest partner. So, this provision of implied authority may give rise to certain problems in the partnership organization. And lack of harmony of interest. Lack of harmony of interest means that sometimes the decisions taken by one partner may not be agreed by all the other partners. So therefore there may be lack of harmony of interest, and there so every partner may not take decisions keeping in mind the profits of the business. Sometimes some partners may take decisions regarding or take business decisions considering the not the immediate profits of the business, but the profits which the business will accrue in the future if it takes a particular decision. So sometimes partners may give more preference to establishment of goodwill in the long run. Sometimes partners may give more preference to making profits in the short run. So this lack of harmony of interest will again lead to conflicts among the partners and will pose problems in the existence of a partnership firm. Further, the other disadvantages of a partnership firm are there is limitation on transfer of shares. No partner can transfer the share to a third party without the consent of the other partner. If one partner wants to transfer the share to another person, they have to get the approval of all the other partners. So this is also one of the major limitations of a partnership firm. Next, lack of prompt decisions. See, all the important decisions in a business have to be taken with the consent of all the partners. Therefore, taking the consent of all the partners would become a time-consuming process, and therefore the decision-making process will also be delayed. And lastly, lack of public faith. The accounts of a partnership firm are generally not published, unlike the case of a joint stock company. So, therefore, and moreover, the public, in such cases, the public always, has this suspension in their minds that the partnership firms are making profits at the cost of exploitation of the customers. So, and moreover, there is no legal binding for a partnership firm to publish their accounts. So, partnership firm lacks public confidence. These are some of the disadvantages of a partnership firm.